Hi everybody, I am Chad. I am back with my parents, you guys know my wife, and we got the whole crew today. You know it's a good video when we get my dad to be on. We got a fun video today. We're gonna do some Korean food, but I'm not gonna tell you guys what it is. I want you guys to figure out if it tastes like anything you've tasted, if it's familiar in any way, or just thoughts on it before I tell you what it is. How's that sound?
I'm ready. Kind of scared.
I see Dad's a little nervous over there.
He's really
I'm trying to
nervous.
see if I smell any fish in on.
Yeah. This video is actually sponsored by Mokoji Korea, which is kind of an initiative of actually the Korean government, just promoting Korean culture. And so that's kind of
that's
what we're
great.
doing, right? We're promoting some
Absolutely.
Korean food here, trying a new Korean food today for all of us, except for me. But a big thing that they're promoting, and most of it's been online due to COVID this year, kind of in association with Hallyu. And Hallyu is a term that means Korean wave. You see Korean food, Korean barbecue is common now. A huge one is K-pop,
K-pop, of course.
right? I mean, BTS is on all the night
Korean
shows.
skincare.
Korean skincare is a
Skincare.
huge
Korean
one.
makeup.
Yeah,
What would we do without it?
exactly.
The glass skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the purpose of Mokoji Korea, kind of spreading Korean culture. They're sponsoring this video today, and thanks to them, we're gonna try some Korean food, and let's see how it goes. So our first food we have is called gopchang.
Gopchang.
Chang. Yeah,
Gopchang.
gopchang. Yeah, gopchang.
Gopchang.
So we're gonna try this one out, mix it with some rice. Feel free to try any of our kimchi, potatoes, other side dishes.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Kimchi.
Kimchi, that's a radish kimchi, and then a cucumber kimchi. These are
Nice.
potatoes and bean sprouts.
Gopchang?
Gopchang.
Okay, here goes my first bite.
The sauce it has is really good.
Yeah.
Good, good. Very chewy.
Very
I
chewy.
got too big of a bite.
And not like chewing squid or something, right?
No, not squid. No fish. I promised no fish.
Got a little kick to it.
Yeah,
This is so chewy though. I'm not gonna be
It's
able
really chewy.
Is this vegetarian?
it's not.
Now I'm looking at it a little more closely.
The flavor's good. Texture is really difficult. It's a learned thing probably.
I felt better about it when I thought it was a vegetable. Now my mind is wondering.
Very
Good.
tasty. And this is so good.
That is really good.
This is intestines.
That was one of the places my mind went.
My goodness. I feel like you can kind of tell when you.
If you look around a little bit, you can tell.
I feel like it was really, really good until I ate all the sauce off it.
The texture, I think, is what's hard,
Yeah,
right?
it's just the
Is for
texture.
most people.
I literally just don't know how to eat it.
Keep chewing.
Because
But
it tastes great.
It is very, very chewy, but the flavor's really good.
Yeah.
And by no means does it taste bad, right?
Right.
Right.
In fact, the same thing happened. I didn't know what it was. I had some in Korea. And I was like, yeah, gopchang, never heard of that, and had some and never really realized. Probably not the type of thing you guys would still order, I'm guessing.
Probably not.
But if it was served, clearly,
I could
no
get
problem
used to
eating it.
eating
Yeah.
it.
They do a great job with flavors, the spices.
Mhm.
Good old Korean flavors are just amazing.
Good.
I'll tell you what the other one is before you eat it, because the other one looks a little scarier than it actually
Looks
is.
worse
than it is.
Yeah.
I like the cucumber one.
Good. It's like pickles.
But this was so good.
I know.
Did you taste that one? Those are amazing.
Essentially what this is, I'm gonna call it Korean sausage, right? It's the same concept as sausage, where they're using like the intestines to, it's the same thing we do with sausage here.
Just
You
like
have-
casing.
Yeah, it's the casing, right? It's the
Oh.
line, right? It's the same thing we do here in the US. So in this case, they have rice noodles and meat inside of it.
Okay.
And this is actually pretty good if you dip it in salt.
Nice.
So you're telling me when I eat sausage here, I'm eating intestines?
You
How
should
did I not know that?
But yeah, just dip it in the
Yeah.
salt. Yeah, perfect.
Oh, beautiful.
What do you think?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
It would even be
Very
good
good.
with like a little bit of, let's see how we do this.
Yeah, there you go.
That looks good.
Never tried that together, but What it's actually really good with is there's this street food in Korea. You've had it before. I don't know if you guys have. It's called tteokbokki. It's like a rice cake in that red sauce. That red sauce is so good with this stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say this.
Probably.
I mean, this. I like this.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it could use. That's why I was trying something just maybe like a little more
Right.
flavor.
Yeah, some sauce would be amazing with it.
Yeah.
Well, I love like the little noodles inside.
Mhm.
Those are like my favorite. I think of those other noodles. It's like a little egg roll that has like seaweed
Yep.
and has those noodles and it's fried. And I love those.
Those are called kimmari.
Kimari.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah. Everything you're giving us are things that are staples in Korea.
Oh yeah, common food,
Very
right?
common.
Kimchi, every meal you have and generally a few side dishes. So that's what's really cool. I mean, I ordered this takeout. I literally just ordered those 2 dishes and they give me these
Oh my
side
goodness.
dishes with it, which is pretty cool.
I didn't have any of that.
I like
It's
it.
good. I'd always eat those with cream barbecue.
Yeah.
They're good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of the purpose of doing this actually is because, I ate this food in Korea and I was like, this is really good. I enjoyed that, and it's not something that I was eating all the time, but it was certainly food that I enjoyed. There's a lot of stigmas in the US or whether it be other countries about certain other foods, right? Like, oh, like intestines,
Sure.
we don't eat those, or like,
Right.
actually a food I really enjoy is pig's feet.
Really?
Sounds crazy, right? It's not really what you'd think. It's just like a different cut of meat almost, like you're not eating like a hoof, right? Like,
That's what I was like picturing.
right, and that's what I pictured too. And so I think there is a lot of this kind of stigma of that like certain foods are gross and like you shouldn't eat them, right? And so kind of my goal with this video is just open up people's eyes to the idea that, food like intestines, not that different from things that we eat and that they can be really good, right? That was kind of the goal of this one.
Absolutely.
Rather than just a typical Korean food that of course everybody heard
Of
knows is
course.
good. A lot of foreigners, when they go to Korea, they would be hesitant to try food like this, but I don't think they should be. Doesn't mean I like every food in Korea. I'm not a fan of chicken feet personally. It's obviously, the flavor is very different, but the concept, right, of intestine, like casing, and then just different meats or ingredients inside, right? I mean,
Sure.
this is
Right.
kind of what I think of like almost a Korean sausage,
Yeah.
right? But when I first heard about this, I just heard it was like intestines. I was like, well, I don't want to try that. But I finally did, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty good.
It's interesting you talk about pig's feet.
Yeah.
See, growing up, my dad's store, they sold pig's feet.
Oh, really?
Because the Navajos
Mm-hmm.
love it.
Yeah.
evidently.
I think pig's feet is really good. And I think if you try it, you'd be surprised. It's a pretty good food.
I think I would definitely be open to like more foods after trying those because you kind of get over that initial like, oh, that doesn't sound familiar to me, so I don't want to even try it, not knowing what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like helps that.
Right.
Like just like, oh,
It gets you over the initial fear, right?
Yeah.
If you put food in front of me that's from Korea, then I'm excited about it. So, kind of, it's an easy sell.
I like sundae better than gopchang
Yes.
personally.
Agreed.
But I love that, like the sauce and like, everything that comes with the gopchang. In our culture, we don't have a lot of that texture, right?
Yeah.
Even like when I first had squid here in the US, that took me a little time to get used
Yeah,
to.
I can't do squid. I like the gopchang flavor better
Yeah.
Yeah.
than this.
Mhm.
So did I.
But yeah, I couldn't get past the texture. Whereas this texture is great, and then once you mix it with
Mhm.
the kimchi,
Right.
good stuff. Not as bad as I thought.
Yeah, I'm glad that we tried it.
Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for being here, guys. Trying out some of our more bold Korean food, but I'm glad that you guys liked it. We'll have you on again real soon.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yangasayo!
Thanks, guys.